Hey, what's up, fellow traders? I hope you guys had a great weekend and you are off to an awesome start this week. Got a quick message to share with you. Then I've got some very important announcements, so stick around. Um, but first thing I want to share with you is the winning formula. Okay, is winners equals inside out. Winners work from the inside out. That's the winning formula. Losers work from the outside in. Winners understand that every single outcome starts and ends with them, no matter what the results are. Winners understand that they are their greatest asset. Not another person, not their teacher, not their mentor. They are their greatest asset. No social media platform, no class, none of that. You are your greatest asset. Everything starts and ends with them. Okay, they understand that. Everything starts and ends with them. Their outcomes are based on their talent. It's based on them showing up and making themselves better on the inside. It's based on them having a clear understanding of what's going on. It's based on them taking responsibility, taking ownership for their actions. Okay, prime example was me several weeks ago when I lost all 5 of my pro accounts because TraderVate said I had left the order on, accidentally left the order on and got hit. Okay, I took responsibility for it. I don't know if that was true or not. I wasn't even paying attention to it. I stopped. It was a Friday. I had stopped. But I took ownership of it. If I'd have sat there, cried, bitch, moaned, and complained, and sat around waiting, I wouldn't have been able to take payouts the last 2 weeks. I before they even came on a decision, I had accepted whatever it was going to be, and I started. I started over. I had, a plan. And as a teacher, all of my courses, all of the modules that I have, they're based on you learning from the inside out. And most people don't like that, but eventually they realize and they understand, hey, that's the only way I'm going to get to where I need to be. I need to be right on the inside. I need to have everything. I need to understand what's happening inside in order for me to be successful on the outside. And that's why my students, when I was in the classroom teaching, my students would win all of the competitions, the state competitions. You know, People would say I was cheating sometimes. I had all of the answers. No, I taught my students how to work from the inside out to make sure that, hey, you had the right mindset going in. Because everything was about solving problems. Engineering is about solving problems and having that right mindset. But that's what made my students successful. That's what made me a successful teacher. Tried to bring this into trading, but the mindset of people coming into trading and what they want to do doesn't line up. And so it's hard to get people to shift that focus. But once they do, they realize, hey, if I work from the inside out, I take care of what I've got going on inside, and I understand exactly what's going on, I'm going to be successful. And it becomes easy. It becomes second nature. Okay? And losers, the way they think is it's like, well, if this happens, then I'm going to do that. Or if that person does this, then I'm going to do that. Or if the weather is good, if it feels right, or if all the stars are aligned. But the reality, the winners make the stars align. They align the stars by working from the inside out. Okay, you have to understand a winning environment is built on purpose, discipline, and having a vision. It's where you are committed to the grind, where your focus is sharp, and every setback is just a setup for a comeback. And we have setbacks in trading. It happens all the time. All it does is just set us up to come back stronger. And that's what it's all about. So remember, the winning formula is working from the inside out. And that's what I try to help people do. So what my announcement is, I'm moving away from being the average Joe trader, because as I was sitting here the last month or so thinking, I'm wanting people to be above average. We can't settle for average. We start at average. We start as an average person, but that's not the end goal. The end goal, and the only way for us to be successful in this industry, is to be above average and focusing on developing us inside as a trader. So if you look at this over here, trading performance specialist, that's what I'm moving into. Just focusing on trying to help you perform better as a trader. The strategies, all simple. Now I'm going to show you that here in a second, with what I'm going to be working on here next week for you guys. But that's where everything's going. So if you go to my website, you log in, you try to pull up averagejoetrader.org or averagejoetrader.com, it's going to take you to Trading Performance Specialist. That's where the focus is going to be. All of my courses are going to be there, all of the modules. Everything that I had at Average Joe Trading is going to be here. But again, the focus is going to be on helping you become a better trader by helping you develop from the inside out. All right, that's the number one goal. So I'm going to share something with you here in a minute. But of course, got to tell you about Take Profit Trader. This deal is still going on. I think it might end Friday or the end of the month. They haven't said anything, but like when this happened the last time, we had no warning. So we may end up doing this again. But right now, 30% off, no activation fee when you go pro. It's the best deal out there. I mean, essentially, you're paying whatever you pay for your test account. That's all you pay. If you can pass in a month, which everybody should, no, you don't have an issue. I was talking to somebody this morning, and we realized their issue when they go pro is when they're in the test phase, they've got 5 days to make it. When they go pro, because you can get paid on day one, they try to get the payout in day one or day two, and they blow up. They don't manage their risk anymore. They're not thinking that they have 5 days. And, what I said to them and what I do, or what I did in the beginning, was once I passed the test, I got a pro account. I always traded a test account and just copy traded on the pro account. So basically, I was trading my test account, and I would make money on my pro account. It didn't matter whether it took 5 days for me to get to profit. But because I knew once I got there, I'm not starting over again. It's just going to keep going. And then I can start withdrawing from there. Even though I'm trading a test account, I'm focused on trading it. And over the buffer, I'm just going to keep pulling money out. It's a way to kind of trick your mind, working inside out, not working outside in. So, that kind of worked out. But AJT 66 gets you to 30% off for life, no activation fees. You don't pay anything else. Nothing else to get funded. Okay, nothing else. You get it all. So, what I wanted to show you today is this is the strategy, and what some of you guys have asked me about. I used to trade an all-day hold strategy. Can you do this with futures? Yes, you can, and I do that with futures. Okay, but the only way I can do that is to have a larger account. Now, I'm not going to day trade $100,000 or $150,000 account. I'm not going to do that. Okay, I'm going to, I'm going to day trade the smaller accounts because I can get the payout quicker, and I'm taking smaller trades in between daily levels. So basically, like today, I did an all-day trade. This morning, I did an all-day hold. What we're looking at, the only thing that we're looking at is we're going through and we're marking the daily pivots on the day the same way we did on equities. We take the daily chart for the S&P futures. We mark the daily pivots, and we trade inside the daily pivot. So last night, let's take a look at this. So last night, and you all know the market. Come on. The market opens up at 6 o'clock in the evening the day before. So we opened up at 6 o'clock last night, which was here. All right, here's the daily pivot. The bottom daily pivot, there was a top daily pivot. So we gapped up over this. We got a pullback, and once we break the high, that's an entry. Managing my risk off of this. And it works damn near every day. It worked every day last week. If you had your stop too tight, then you got stopped out. I know on one day, but potentially on 2 days. If you had your stop in the right place, you never got stopped out, because the stock's gonna go up, it's gonna pull back, it's gonna go up. You're gonna have some news, it's gonna react, but it will get held up. And so our goal today, you can see where we got out. The goal this morning was this daily pivot here, which is 5809. That was our goal. Now, did it continue to go up a little bit? Yeah. If it had pulled back and, held on, it pulled back again. I didn't really take it, because the next daily pivot was right at 58.30. Wasn't that big of a trade for me to get in to hold for a long time. Once we get into this, you've reached your goal on that day. It typically doesn't go any further. Now, you do have days like back here on the 10th, where we opened up here under the 200, and we started to sell. We went through 3 daily pivots. Okay, we went through 3 daily pivots that day. Now, did I make all of this? No. I didn't make all of it, but I was able to day trade some of this. The all-day hold, I got out right here. This was the target. but it works. And that's what I'm going to go over with you guys. If you want to join in, get a couple of, you got to have a larger account, 100K, 150K account, because you're going to have to give it a little bit more room, and you got to be able to just let it work throughout the whole day and not worry about anything. And that's the only way you can do it. I mean, you could try to do one contract on a 25K account or a 50K account, but that you'll be, that's not. I mean, it works if that's what you want to do, and it works. But in order to kind of make money and to get to the point where you can start getting paid out of this account, and sometimes you get really, really big moves, and it really, really works out. So like this was a huge day right here. A huge day. Because I put my target on the 200. I started to put it here, but I'm like, it's probably not going to go through. It did try to sell through the 200, but that's all I wanted. This was a massive trade. Okay, look, here's the daily level up here. Look at this. This day it didn't make that much money. This day I didn't make that much. But this day, shit, it's awesome. This day, it works. It works. And all we have to do is look at the daily chart. But then my intraday trades, I'm trading inside these levels. I know where this level is. I know where that level is. And I'm trading inside of it. I know where this level is. So if we cleared this and we were able to establish over this on the intraday chart, then I would have been good to go. But we didn't get to establish over it. We didn't survive this last pullback. And so that's that. We may be coming back in. Take out this low. Probably going to pull back to, this is the 5-minute opening range high. So we'll see what it is, but I'm happy with our day, and I'm ready to shut it down and move on. But guys, remember. Okay, you are your greatest asset. You are your greatest asset. And you don't need to put your faith in anybody else but you. So you guys have a great rest of the day, and I will talk to you soon.